لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك الملك لا شريك لك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك
في المدينة
محمد نبينا بنور هدينا محمد نبينا بنور هدينا.
The Joint Committee of the Senate and House of Representatives on Foreign Affairs say they will work assiduously to ensure that the pilgrimages to Saudi Arabia and Israel undertaken by Nigerian pilgrims are without hitches. Chairman House Committee on Foreign Affairs Honorable Nnanna Elendu Ukeje stated this when the Joint Committees hosted the leadership of the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria NAHCON, led by its chairman Barrister Abdullahi Mukhtar Muhammad, for its 2018 budget defense.
Hajj operations is a strong vertical tool of Nigeria's foreign policy, and therefore you're not left out. We, as both committees, have agreed that the most important thing for us is that as we source funds to continue running our foreign policy, that we must also have a foreign policy that is in alignment with our realities, the realities on ground, the realities of the money on ground, and run a foreign policy objective that is efficient, effective, waste reduced, and one that delivers on the intent of Nigeria's foreign policy objectives.
While defending the NAHCON budget for 2018, Barrister Abdullahi Mukhtar says NAHCON is proposing over 1.5 billion naira as its budget. He then disclosed the performance of the 2017 budget.
The 2017 budget performance as at 28 December 2017. Under the personnel costs, the approved budget was 344,728,181 million, out of which 242,818,742.39 million was released and spent.
In her remarks, the chairman of the Senate Committee on Foreign Affairs, Senator Monsurat Umonu, said the two committees are mandated by the National Assembly to oversight both NAHCON and NCPC for their role in Nigerian foreign policy objectives.
With the Senate and the House Standing Orders 2007, Order 98, 28, 1 and G, that says the jurisdiction of the Committee of Foreign Affairs also includes pilgrimage and annual budget estimates. Also, it goes on to say that it is pertinent to note that the annual movement of a large contingent of Nigerians for pilgrimage to the holy sites is a strong foreign policy statement.
محمد نبينا بنور هدينا.
Meanwhile, intending pilgrims across the country have been urged to complete the payment of their Hajj deposits before the deadline set by NAHCON. The overseer of Kaduna State Muslim Pilgrims Board, Alhaji Hussaini Suleiman, and the director of Lagos State Muslim Pilgrims Board made the call in an interview, saying once the registration is closed, it will not be opened.
For those that are intending to perform this year's Hajj, they should hasten to make their deposits to show their interest that really they are intending to perform the Hajj before the end of the period slated for that. If one starts to make deposits, when the Hajj fair is announced, to complete will be easier than waiting until when the Hajj fair is announced for one to pay in bulk.
those of them that Allah has called, because you can't go if Allah doesn't call you. Allah will provide for them. Let them come forward. Let them come early. March 31st is the deadline. That is the deadline given by NAHCON. We don't want to fail. By March 31st, we are going to close our portal. No amount of money, no amount of begging will make us open it up.
محمد نبينا بنور هدينا.
As part of the 2018 Hajj preparation, officials of the Bauchi State Muslim Pilgrims Welfare Board have launched enlightenment programs for intending pilgrims in the state. A statement by the spokesperson of the board, Mohammed Sani Yunusa, said a delegation is visiting all the local government areas of the state to seek the support of stakeholders towards the success of the campaigns.
The National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NAHCON, urges all intending pilgrims from all states of the Federation to start installment payments of at least 300,000 naira monthly for this year's Hajj from November 2017 to March 2018.
The payments and registration should be made at respective state Muslim pilgrims welfare offices nationwide through the NAHCON online registration portal at www.nigeriahajcom.gov.ng free of charge. Therefore, no fee is required for any form for the 2018 Hajj registration at all, nor by the pilgrims registration officers of the state's board.
Payments could be made by bank draft or online platforms of the state pilgrims welfare offices, and receipt must be collected there and then. No cash payment to any person.
All intending pilgrims traveling through states Muslim pilgrims welfare agencies, boards, commissions, and those traveling using tour operators must know that the 2018 Hajj calendar requires that by March ending, all payments must have been concluded in Nigeria to finalize preparations against the May 2018 deadline for the closure of Saudi Hajj portal.
This message is from the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria.
The various reforms being introduced by the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NAHCON, are making Hajj operations in Nigeria more transparent and effective. The Hadaya system, or animal sacrifice undertaken during Hajj, is one of the aspects that NAHCON's reforms have been making positive impact. Over the years, there has been a lot of corrupt activities going on under the guise of facilitating animal sacrifice, or Hadaya, on behalf of Nigerian pilgrims. To deal with the trend, in 2015, NAHCON Security Committee carried out investigations, and at the end, it discovered that in many instances, the Hadaya was either underperformed or not performed completely. It is on this basis that the Commission decided to strengthen its cooperation with the Islamic Development Bank Adahi project through the Jais Bank as the only approved medium for handling Hadaya.
When you have 5,000 pilgrims, you give somebody to go and buy 5,000 rams, you bring 1,000 rams. And these are conditions for Hajj. We now say, how do we eradicate these corruptions? The only accredited bank to sell Hadaya coupon is Islamic Bank in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. And Islamic Bank of Jeddah has alliance with Jais Bank. We now say, let's choose Jais Bank to collect money for Hadaya on behalf of Nigeria. We all know that as soon as you pay online, they give you receipt and animal will be killed on your behalf. This we have done, and inshallah, hopefully this year now, it's even part of the registration. Anybody that want to do the kind of Hajj that requires slaughtering must pay their Hadaya's money to Jais Bank, so that we are sure that you have a complete Hajj package.
The Commission resolved to adopt this approach to ensure that no Nigerian pilgrim is defrauded, as the reputation and capacity of these banks is not in doubt. Due to this reform, the Commission saved pilgrims from being cheated to the tune of $1.6 million. How does Jais Bank facilitate the process?
This partnership is that after the appointment of Jais Bank by NAHCON, we are mandated to collect the approved amount, which is normally stated by IDB, and is the equivalent of whatever you are going to pay for a particular ritual in Saudi Arabia in Naira. So Jais Bank collect this money from the various Pilgrims Board. The process is that the State Pilgrims Board are supposed to do the collection in bulk and remit the money to Jaiz Bank with a list of all the pilgrims that they are paying for just the hadaya. And Jaiz Bank will now upload this information and transfer the money through NAHCON.
As soon as this is done, IDB then ensures the delivery of animals after receiving the money from the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN.
Once we do the collection and we upload the details of these pilgrims through the website of IDB, the amount is transferred to CBN for onward delivery to IDB in order to place order for this ram that is being slaughtered in Saudi Arabia. So during the process, what Jaiz Bank does is, first of all, do the collection in Nigeria, remit the money to NAHCON through their account in CBN, and CBN in turn, or NAHCON in turn, transfer the money to IDB, straight in Saudi Arabia. And the information of the pilgrims are uploaded to the site of IDB. IDB will now generate the coupons.
These coupons are electronic.
They've stopped the use of physical coupons. That's the paper coupons, which they normally issue to all the pilgrims that pay for these rituals. So what they do now is e-coupon. And in doing this e-coupon, what that means is that you have to give either your email or your telephone number so that these coupons will be sent to that particular email. We had to plead with them that they should provide us with a platform that we can print at least evidence that these things have been done, which is what I'm holding here. On the lists I'm having here has to do with the number of, as you can see, what we have here is the coupon number for each of the pilgrims. This is a list of the pilgrims, and then the type of ritual. Then we have the name of the pilgrim. Then here is supposed to be the email of the pilgrim, and then we have his telephone number, and then the status of the ritual, whether it has been executed or not.
To make the system more transparent, during the 2016 and 2017, delegates from NAHCON, State Pilgrims Boards and Jaiz Bank officials, as well as journalists, took a tour of the slaughterhouses in Saudi Arabia to see firsthand the process of performing the hadaya. The delegates also met with the head of the Adahi. At the meeting, they discussed pilgrims' participation in the new Hadaya collection project and agreed to educate Nigerian pilgrims on how to take advantage of it.
Awareness program. So, and it must start before Hajj, 4 or 5 months before the Hajj it comes here. So this is very important because in the lack of awareness program, we will not be sure that how many pilgrims will register and how all these things. So it's very important to launch this program, inshallah. Of course, there are many languages in Nigeria.
How does the Saudi government handle the meat on behalf of the pilgrims?
Here we have about 800 Sharia people and 800 veterinarians to ensure that all the animals here are in accordance with all the Sharia requirements and the health requirement. This is very important in the holy places here. Also, as you know, after being sure about the suitability of the meat for the human utilization, these are spread and distributed for the fuqara, needy people in Makkah al-Mukarramah, as well as in many other countries outside Saudi Arabia, about 23 countries. And we will be very happy to cooperate with you in sending some meat also to the refugees in Nigeria.
The reforms introduced by NAHCON has put a stop to numerous fraudulent practices that held sway in the Hadaya system.
The National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NAHCON, urged all intending pilgrims to seek knowledge on how to perform Hajj and Umrah in order to attain the desired results. To achieve this, NAHCON directs all the pilgrims' welfare boards and agencies as well as tour operators to organize enlightenment programs for all the intending pilgrims from date of payment to commencement of operations. It is your right to be educated on how to perform Hajj and Umrah. For more information, visit guide.nigeriahajcom.gov.ng or send an email to info@nigeriahajcom.gov.ng. This message is brought to you by the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NAHCON.
محمد نبينا بنور هدينا.
When a woman is embarking on Hajj or Umrah, Islam provides that she should be accompanied by a mahram. And who is a mahram? Apart from a woman's husband, a mahram is any male relation with whom she is permanently forbidden to marry. These include father, grandfather, brother, son, and grandson. Others are uncle, nephew, father-in-law, son-in-law, stepfather, as well as stepson.
Somebody who is her father.
Discussing this on Hajj Talk tonight is Imam Muhammad Nur Khalid. He begins by explaining the importance of a mahram to a woman who is performing the Hajj or Umrah.
To protect her interest and guide her. He may not be a knowledgeable person to educate her, but he must know why she is traveling and what are the necessary things she may need and what kind of protection she needs. That is the essence of having a guidance who will accompany her.
What are the conditions that will warrant a woman having a mahram?
Pilgrimage includes traveling, a journey from one place to another, because you are traveling from Nigeria, for instance, to Saudi Arabia, and one should stay there for a period of time. Now, according to the Islamic injunction, a Muslim woman is not permitted to travel for a journey that is up to 3 days without a muhrim. Such kind of a journey, a woman must travel with her husband preferably, and if there is an excuse from the husband, then she's supposed to move with a muhrim.
The Islamic scholar says Islam allows a group of Muslims going for Hajj to serve as mahram.
What the school of thoughts say about that is there must be a direct guidance. But according to Maliki school of thoughts, in the absence of that, a rufqatun ma'amuna can take place. A rufqatun ma'amuna is a company of decent group. Some people that are known to be good people, pious in that matter, if accompanied a woman, there will be no problem. And you know, Nigeria, largely we are following Maliki school of thought.
There are, however, mixed views about women performing the Hajj or Umrah with or without a mahram.
Hanbali school of thought, which followed by, Saudi Arabian Authority, they are followers of Hanbali school of thought. And that is why you see that they say it is so important, it is obligatory that a woman will not enter their country without a muhrim. But if we look at the studies we have and the literature we have in the Maliki school of thought, it is not that important. It is not wajib per se. A woman can go without a muhrim. One important thing is chastity.
There is no age at which a woman will not need a mahram, even as the current Saudi Arabian rules insist that a woman under 45 years of age cannot perform the pilgrimage without a mahram.
The National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NAHCON, urges all intending pilgrims from all states of the Federation to start installment payments of at least 300,000 naira monthly for this year's Hajj from November 2017 to March 2018.
The payments and registration should be made at respective state Muslim pilgrims welfare offices nationwide through the NAHCON online registration portal at www.nigeriahajcom.gov.ng free of charge. Therefore, no fee is required for any form for the 2018 Hajj registration at all, nor by the pilgrims registration officers of the state's board.
Payments could be made by bank draft or online platforms of the state pilgrims welfare offices, and receipt must be collected there and then. No cash payment to any person.
All intending pilgrims traveling through states Muslim pilgrims welfare agencies, boards, commissions, and those traveling using tour operators must note that the 2018 Hajj calendar requires that by March ending, all payments must have been concluded in Nigeria to finalize preparations against the May 2018 deadline for the closure of Saudi Hajj portal.
This message is from the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria.
والنعمة لك الملك لا شريك لك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك الملك